Hello, this is Caelan Huntress, and today I'm going to share with you an LMS, a learning management system that I've been using called Xperiencify. And I'm going to share with you why I've decided not to use it for my new online course. Now, Xperiencify has a lot of really cool features, and if you do want to give it a try, I encourage you to use my affiliate link, which is in the description of this video. By using this affiliate link, I may earn a commission, and it's a great way to support videos like this that help you make a decision. But you might decide not to use Xperiencify based on this review, because this is a candid review. I've been a customer of Xperiencify for 2 years, and I've used it for a couple of courses, and I've decided to migrate away for a few reasons that I'll get into with you here. I've got some courses already on Xperiencify, and I'm building a new one for my book. The Marketing Yourself book has a companion course called the Cornerstone Workbooks, and I loaded them up in Xperiencify, and it didn't work very well. And so I'll jump in and show you what's happened here. First, what I should do is I should show you the map. Now, what I like about Xperiencify is I can do really interesting things with the URLs. The page structure in Xperiencify is really easy to modify and manipulate. You don't want to do it after your course has launched, because if you're sending people to these links, then they might get lost along the way. But this is a course that I already have in here. It's got 4 different modules, each with 4 different lessons in it. And so if you look up here, I've got map as the course, and then module 1, and then the title. And being able to do this is really handy. I've got a video up top, and then I've got sequential steps where when people do it, we get a little dopamine hit. And this is the big thing that Xperiencify does, is when you accomplish something, you can assign a sound effect and a visual effect and gamify the experience. And this was originally why I got into Xperiencify, is because I really liked this gamification. But there's some difficulties that I've run into. So in addition to the map, the Marketing Automation Planner, this course that I've had in here for a while, you can download slides, download audio, watch a video up top. But what I was working on was the companion course for Marketing Yourself. And I'll share with you what I've built in Xperiencify, the challenges that I've run into, and what I've decided to do instead. So here in Xperiencify, I've got this, it says here at the top, this is under construction, because I was, basically opening this up to beta users. And I had this video, I'll just mute it for a second, that I put in to let people know that it was under construction. But fast forwarding, what I was explaining in here, and sorry if this is a little meta, a video of me watching a video of me, but the layout has changed since I made this video 2 months ago. Okay, so here I'm demonstrating Google Docs. I do a lot of this in the content, but what I want to do is I want to show when I was going through, and this layout was what it used to look like. Take a note of the fonts and the branding. Now, with an upgraded plan, you can modify the fonts and branding, but they switched this on me. I used to have an upgraded plan, and I downgraded because the CSS was really difficult to use. And so when I come over onto the front end, here, let me just scroll down here. So they've got a couple of other widgets where you have some master, some big gamification elements at the top. They've launched a comment feature where you can have people comment about the particular lesson. And I always have to trade out the default featured images, because the ones that they use are these 2D illustrations that I didn't really like. But what I loved so much about Xperiencify was the URL structure. So for this companion course, I've got 4 different modules, each for one of the cornerstones, the sections in my book. And so the first module is here at ABC, right? And then you watch the video, you duplicate the book, and then you get your experience points as you go through. And the keeping score I really liked, but what I didn't like was how the user has to navigate through all of these different URLs to get from lesson to lesson. They used to have this sidebar that opened where you can, oh my gosh, and this is gone too. They used to have a module page where you could come to the module and it would show you like all 4 lessons in that module, but now that's down. I'm getting a 500 error. I'll go ahead and change it. And see, like things like this, I can't control. This is the disadvantage of having something off of your own systems, is that when there's a problem like this, what do? You write support, you hope they fix it. Whereas if you have it on your own site, then you control it. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and exit that page. I don't know why it's taken so long. So what I've decided to do, and I'm here at the website for and this is draft. It's going to be redesigned soon because when I'm making this video is before the book launches next month. But I had the workbooks, I had the sales page, I had everything set up and ready to go. And this Buy Now button used to go to the Buy Now button in Xperiencify. Because what I wanted to do was get the user account creation and the payment gateway off my systems, because I didn't want to be fiddling around with sending the post-purchase emails and troubleshooting that. I was like, well, if I'm paying for Xperiencify, I want them to handle all that. So I was going to have that be the payment gateway. But, there's a big difficulty if you have multiple courses. And I'll take a look at the courses I have in here. For every one of these, I have to do an individual zap in Zapier to get it to integrate with my email automation program. So like I've got to do a whole lot of extra work. And when you go into the back end, it is very user friendly to make multiple lessons. Like I'll go in here and add course content, and you can see here's my 4 modules and the bonuses. And with every module, it has different trainings, and you can drag and drop these. And what I liked so much about this was that you could set the URL and you could change it anytime. And so this means I had a really great URL structure. I could send people via links to go, hey, you should take a look at how to sell with free consultations. And here's this very nice URL. Let me zoom in on this a little bit, where it's branded to me. It says Caelan Huntress on Xperiencify for the Marketing Yourself book. In the profit module, FCW is the code for this particular lesson. And so I liked that. But from the user perspective, it wasn't great. And I also had to do a whole lot of, there was a lot of challenge with getting these points to have the right featured image that I wanted, because they have all these 2D images that I really don't like. I had to develop in the Marketing Automation Planner, I developed individual numbers so that when you scrolled through, you remember earlier, and it had the pretty blue painted 1, 2, and 3, but I have to upload these as individual images. There's a lot of grunt work that I had to do just to make this workable. And I realized that, putting in a lot of grunt work just to make something workable for me, and then having it be more difficult for the user as well to navigate. I mean, look at this. I'm trying to get in and then I'm getting these errors. And, these are problems that any platform has, but I've noticed them more with this one. Like I couldn't even play this video earlier today. So let me see if I can go into the modules again. So I'll come here to mission-based messaging. And instead of going to positioning, and like these are all the same. For every one of these, I had a video, I had but again, I have to like manually upload these thumbnails because it won't pull the thumbnail from YouTube. And the big reason I left was because I can't put playlists in here. And I'll show you why that's important in a minute. Like I had watch the 2 minutes of video, duplicate the workbook, do this and do that. And I have every lesson end with do 1 Pomodoro or 2 Pomodoros. This gets you a different kind. Yay, hooray. Like I like that sort of stuff, but I'm not sure that that feature is worth all the other difficulties that I'm dealing with. The Pomodoros it's a way, a Pomodoro is a 25-minute work session. And at the end of every one of my videos, that I made 3 to 5 minute videos for every lesson. And at the end of every one, and here, let me just turn the volume down. I said, hey, you can either duplicate this workbook, put it in your Google Drive and forget about it, or you can set a 25-minute timer and do the work right now. And if you do one of these, go ahead and give yourself some extra experience points. Now, this is a playlist embed code that I put in here, and I tested it with Xperiencify, and it sometimes worked and sometimes didn't, and I thought I found the code to make it work. And then I couldn't make it work. So I produced all these videos with this custom ending to flip to the second in a 2-video playlist that had a timer for 25 minutes, and then a 5-minute break with me juggling and doing some tricks, and then another 25-minute timer. That was baked in to the production, and I can't get that to work. And so I said, okay, if I'm going to do this all over, how can I make this the easiest on the user? And since I'm on ConvertKit, they have this thing called ConvertKit Commerce, where you can just make a product really easy, and it's in the email automation system. So I don't have to do a Zap. I don't have to set up a unique Zapier per course. As long as I have the payment gateway go through ConvertKit. I have people pay here. ConvertKit takes care of all of the payment infrastructure, and then they're already in my email automation system. I don't have to pass data from one platform to another. And then after they purchase, then this is what they get. They get a link and a password. And I'll go ahead and share with you this link because it's just a WordPress page that's password protected. Like if I open this in an incognito tab, and I come here, I just get a password. So what I'm delivering to the customer is super simple. Here's a link, here's a password, and you can access it from anywhere. This is a lot different than asking them to set up an account, get a password, interface with Xperiencify, get all that stuff going. Instead, they can transfer this onto an iPad without logging in, or onto a separate device, and they don't have to deal with all that login stuff. Instead, they come here and I have everything on one page. Every page has, here, let me go down. I have some nicer thumbnails down here. These are some good ones and this takes the YouTube thumbnail that I've uploaded to YouTube. I don't have to redo it like I do on Xperiencify. All I give is the video that shows you how to do the workbook. And then at the end of the video, when I say, hey, you should do a Pomodoro session, go ahead and take the time to do this now, right? Then this is you could see up in the top, this is part of a 2-video playlist. And it flips right to the next video so that I get this timer. So when somebody's in here and they're like, yeah, I'm gonna get this marketing cycle Trello board. I'll open that in one tab and I'll do this over here. Or on this next one, I'm gonna do the sales letter formula workbook and I'll open that in one tab, right? And you get the Google Doc or you get the Trello board and you get it in another document. But then you get the videos right here. So all of the assets are here in one page. And again, this is like, I need to redesign this. I've just put the infrastructure in there. This is all going to look much prettier when it's ready to go. But this also gives me the ability to like put a suggestion box. You know, it's just a simple 1-question form. Hey, what do you think about this? And if they want to, if somebody happens to get here and they're not on my newsletter list, I've got a call to action for a 5-day testimonial collection challenge. And it's also a little bit of value. And I can do this form because I'm on my WordPress site. This is in my systems. And so I've decided to move this product off of Xperiencify because it's easier on the user and it's easier on me. Now, Xperiencify does have some really interesting features. Like if I take you over to the map, the market, one more thing I'll go over with Xperiencify. They have a page builder. I've found this to be very glitchy. It's supposed to be super easy where you can drag and drop, you know, like comments and countdowns and, you know, your training contents. This is what the module page was supposed to look like. I found this to be difficult to use. They're adding in a lot of features and not all of them are being implemented well. So this is one of the big difficulties that I've had with using Xperiencify is they keep making changes on the back end that I can't keep up with as a course creator. Now, this is new. You know, this platform was launched just 2 or 3 years ago. I was one of the first customers, but like, I can't modify the size of the thumbnails here, and they keep changing them. So like, I've tried to make the workbook look pretty here because I don't like their 2D illustrations. But I've tried to change the fonts by upgrading to the plan that allows me to do CSS, but it keeps modifying things. And so like, this is the positioning thing that didn't load earlier, where you can say, okay, work on your positioning, do one of these 4. I like this as a layout, but it's really just desktop specific, because if I'm on a mobile device or an iPad, seeing all this and then having to navigate through, there's a lot of clicks. If I want to do something on this one, I can watch the video here. I can get the Google Doc in another tab, because all of my workbooks are, they're other tab kind of experiences. And I like how this is all responsive. It's one thing I really do like about this is that, as somebody who knows how to do SCORM compliant courses and integrate with a lot of LMSs, there's a lot of things to like about Xperiencify. And so if it's something that it might work for you with your courses, but I've given this the 2-year try. And what I've decided to do is just stick in WordPress. When I looked at everything, like what's going to be easiest on the user and what's going to be easiest on me, a password protected page in WordPress with a payment gateway that's set up through my email automation system. This was the simplest, least overhead version for me to use so that I could deliver my content easily and quickly to my customers. So I hope that you found this video screencast useful. If you do want to give Xperiencify a try, they do free trials and stuff. So go ahead and use my link. It's in the description below if you want to give it a try, because that gamification really is kind of fun and I do enjoy it. I hope you found this video helpful. You can follow along with the Cornerstone workbooks and the progress that people are making with my book on the hashtag marketingyourselfbook.com, or it's not a hashtag with a .com, it's just hashtag marketingyourselfbook. Anyway, I'm going to go out there and get some other stuff done. So I hope you found this really fun. Have fun out there.